Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Am I here? I think I am. Jim! Okay, good. So can you guys hear me okay? And Brian, okay. Yes, okay, great. Sorry, guys. Kind of a mad dash here to get everything going. Oh, and I'm supposed to go start this on Instagram, too. One sec here. Well, maybe we're not doing Instagram. That's okay. Yeah, not doing Instagram. Okay, not worrying about it. Okay. Okay, one more sec here, guys. I'm trying to. Okay, there we go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here we go. Is your family okay? Yes, they are doing much better. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was kind of rough going there, but we got it, and everything's going better now. So thank you for asking. Nora, good to see you too, buddy. Sorry, guys, I have to kind of go back here through all the comments. I'm a little bit late to the party here. Okay, not much I have to actually respond to. Great. So, hey, Stoltzy, good to see you, man. Yeah, doing a lot better, and yeah, we're here. So, so for the live stream today, I just kind of wanted to, open it up to you guys if you've got any questions, or oh yeah, so Ren Canet there, I see you're asking about the live stream. This is what we're doing. New official Dimension Games fan, the Bobs. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to connect with you guys, answer any questions you've got about Dawn of Madness, chat about any of our other stuff that you want to talk about. I've got some minis to show you. I've got some broken minis to fix on the air because didn't quite get to those. And are all the expansions fully written? Yes, they are, Brian. The expansions are all completely finished. Layout. I think layout's done now. I haven't actually heard if layout's completely finished yet, but they're in final stages. Yeah, everything in this campaign is in final stages. So yeah, no worries with that. But yeah, so I've got, if you guys want to see some minis, I've got, if you guys want to see some game components, if you want to see the Neoprene board, I've got that here, or the Metal Sentience tokens, or, all sorts of stuff. So, well, it's kind of a miracle that I'm looking this swag. I'll be honest, Gazuro. So, Phil, good to see you, buddy. How many expansions are written by me? So, okay, that's an excellent question. I have touched all of them. So I am a co-writer on all of them. I might not be listed as a co-writer on one. I'm not positive about that, but I've been a part of all four of them. So, but then we have a couple of other great writers, Wendy Vogel and Curtis, who've been helping me on those as well. And actually Roger, our fearless leader / CEO / lead game designer / creative director, has helped write several of them. He helped with Anita. He did a lot on Edward, and then which is the Written Rift and the Ticking Heart. And then he also actually has been co-writing the little story we've been running on the campaign too. So, okay, so I missed a couple here. One sec, guys. Let me scroll up. So swag. Met you at Gen Con last year. Any chance you'll be there again this year? Yes, I will be. Private Poop Games. I will be there at Gen Con this year. We'll have a little bigger team than we did last year. It might not be like a full team, but we will definitely have a presence there at Gen Con, and I will be there myself. So hope to see you there again this year. Sure, Brian says, sure, I'd like to see the Neo board. Okay, I have plenty from other games, but I saw reviews. It's not better than the cardboard. Honestly, Brian, I kind of agree with that. It's more just there if you want neoprene. So my personal choice, I personally use just the cardboard board. But having said that, I think the neoprene's good. My personal preference is just for the kind of unrolled on me here. Sorry, guys, one sec. My personal preference is just for the cardboard. So here it is, and I'm going to completely block out my face so you can get a good look at it. Hopefully it focuses okay. Hopefully you can still hear me. So yeah, there is the neoprene board. And if you want me to bring anything closer on it or anything like that, just let me know, and I can bring that closer for you. Just to double check, you can get more than one abomination reward, one from each abomination, or is it just one per abomination tree? No, you could get one per abomination, Stoltzy. So if you've got, if you do rage, and you do aggression, and then you do one of the others right after that, then you will get a reward for each of those. And it's the same for the masquerades and the Numina and all the rest of them. So yes, you can absolutely have more than one abomination reward. I'm hurting my brain having to choose between minis or the standee only add-ons. I cannot make up my mind. I usually like minis, but I like the visuals here and they help tell which one is which. Help! Well, okay, I am very much a minis guy at Remcanet, so I am always going to try to sway you toward the minis. And I'm going to spend a good chunk of the live stream trying to sway you toward the minis. Having said that, like my personal preference, yes, I think having them on the board is incredible. Okay, so let's just I just want to show you like the difference here between a couple of minis, like size difference and just the sheer scope of seeing these things on the board. For me, it makes a big difference. For some people, it doesn't bother them at all. For me, I like my plastic. So this is a brand new box, opening it for the first time, so I have no clue what we're gonna. Okay. So here's Claude. He is one of our investigators. And say you're going to be fighting one of the sins, or say even a chastener. A chastener is actually just a terror, but here is the difference between a chastener and a terror, or and a wanderer. So it's substantial. Or say you're fighting one of the Numina. So here's one of them. Here's creation. So I mean, for me, it makes a big difference. And so what I'm going to try to do, guys, as we go on later in the stream, I actually have a light box set up over here. So I'm going to try to throw minis in there, and we can maybe get a closer look at them. But just for now, we'll stick with this, and then we'll move to that a little bit later, I think. I'm a little late. Well, so was I, Todd, so no worries. And sorry if I mispronounce your name at all. I'm looking at a very small screen up in front of me because I wanted to be able to look in the camera with you guys. So because of that, some of this is a little out of range, but Uzur Zero, I believe, is your name. and if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. Since I'm very new to Dimension or Donna Manis and know very little about you, would you be cool to know a bit more about you and how you came like horror and your experience with it? Well, that is a long story, but well, no, I guess not really. We've all just loved it. We've loved it like our whole lives. Pretty much everyone on the team. We just we kind of just live and breathe horror and monsters and that sort of stuff. I've always just loved monsters personally, and so I go where the monsters are, and monsters are normally in horror. So, but yeah, so that's kind of some of that. And so Roger, once again, our creative director / fearless leader, he is funny story. So he's Chinese, and in Chinese you often get to choose a English name, and so he chose the English name Roger because it was based off a serial killer on a TV show he liked. So, but he's a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. One of the nicest guys you could ever meet. So don't take that the wrong way. But yeah, so we've just always loved it. And it's just kind of in who we are. Even like our non-horror stuff like Twisted Fables, you can still see elements of horror sneaking in there. Or, Celestial. Basically everyone in that is a monster, even though it's technically more fantasy, like dark fantasy, than it is true horror. But there's lots of it in that. So hopefully that helped a little bit there. You mentioned that Roger had to sell his house to finish this. Is he comfortable in his current living residence? Brutal, that is a great question. I don't get to see them a whole lot because Roger's actually over in China. So I assume so. But I'm hoping that after the campaign, he is in a much better position than he was before it. So yeah, he's the sort of guy, he's never going to complain, ever. Like he's just, he's a pretty incredible guy. And not to, keep tooting his horn or whatever, but yeah, he's not going to complain. So getting us, are you okay? He's always going to say he's doing great. But so yeah, hopefully after this, he will be in a better position. Adam says, I got in with Deep Madness and the follow-up. DM never made it into stores, nor was it available anywhere but the Kickstarter because of the expense. Is Dawn the same? Yes. Dawn will likely never get into stores. We planned to put it in stores. We absolutely did. But then we made a stark realization, and that realization was that the books are actually as expensive or more expensive than including minis. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with the books. But so yeah, because of that, we would have to jack up the price of Dawn of Madness significantly to get it in stores. So my hope is that at some point we'll have a web store and be able to sell it on there, that sort of thing. That's just kind of a pipe dream for me currently. But who knows? I will have some more free time now that we are finishing up with Wave 2. And so maybe I'll be able to actually get that going. Though that also doesn't mean we'll have stock. So yes, all that to say, I would not expect Dawn of Madness in stores unless, something miraculous happens, or maybe a store buys them off of the Kickstarter or the Game Found campaign. Awesome. I'll stop by the booth. I look forward to seeing you, Private Pook. Will you or have you published other books than Deep Madness? Also, Deep Madness rumors. Okay, so we'll break that into two sections there, Jens. So, have I published other books? Yes. Would you be interested in them? Maybe, probably not. So I have one out right now called Of Hope and Cancer. It's a nonfiction book, just kind of detailing me going through cancer. So that one is I don't know if that's something that would interest you guys. But I have another book that I will be releasing before too long. I should be able to get it finished up now that we've got Dawn of Madness finished off. It's a little different too. It's called The Fish and Jonah's Puddle, to say nothing of the demon. And it's a little more lighthearted and that sort of thing. But I will have that coming out before too long. Okay, Deep Madness rumors though. I know that's the one probably people really care about here. So we do have more Deep Madness in the works. I haven't really gotten the okay to talk about it. But I will say that it is very close to the first part of your question about my books. And I will also say that Phil, who is here in the chat, has a major part in that one as well. So there's a couple of hints for you, and we'll see. Maybe I'll drop some more as we keep going here, but I'm annoying like that. Now we know where Claude came from. I don't actually think so. I don't think I had anything to do with Claude's design, but it just goes to show that fedoras are cool. So there you go. Any chance Dimension or Dawn of Madness will be present during Eschenspiel? I would love for us to be at Eschenspiel. Currently, we don't have plans as far as I'm aware. Maybe some of the team could get there, even if I'm not able to get there. But who knows? Maybe I will be able to get there too. Yeah. As of right now, I don't know that we will have any team members there, but you never know. You never know. We have in years past. It was a very limited presence. I think maybe Cherry might have been it, actually. I'm not sure about that. And she was with a booth with one of our manufacturers there too. So I'm not positive about that, but here's hoping. And if not this year, maybe next year. That would be awesome. I would love to do Essen. Do you want to give it something new to Deep Madness, or are you planning a new game? Okay. This is a new game. I will say that. This is an entirely separate game. It's something brand new monsters, new mechanics, all that stuff. Still Deep Madness feel, much more Deep Madness than Dawn, but it'll be pretty cool. That mat is gorgeous. Good, glad you liked it, Adam. Angelo, I have the mat and I'm really happy with it. Oh, nice. Oh wow, I'm way behind. If I'm just now getting to the mat comments. And my apologies, guys, if I'm coughing here on the stream. I just seem to have started doing that this morning. So cool. A lot of neoprene boards are larger than their cardboard equivalent. Curious if this board will take more table space. It does not, Private Poop. It is identically sized, and that is one of the big reasons I say I personally am pretty happy with our cardboard board. Like I said, it's very nice. It's got a great texture. It has sewn edges, has a nice anti-slip back on it. So yeah, it's a really great board, but it is the exact same size as the cardboard board, and that's just because the cardboard board was already about as big as we could possibly make it. So it wouldn't have solved any issues for this one to be bigger. So will you go back to Celestial after this? Okay, that is a great question, and I'm very sorry if I pronounce your name, or mispronounce your name, Aditya. But we are definitely going back to Celestial. Celestial is still coming, absolutely. It's a little further down the road. I kind of suspect the Deep Madness project I mentioned is going to get in there first. It's a big mouse mat. Yeah, it's a big mouse mat, exactly. Anyways, but yeah, so Celestial is absolutely still coming. So after the campaign, The team kind of, because essentially the version we had on there was largely finalized in a lot of ways. But the team looked at it and they said, I think we can do more with this, and they wanted to make it more cooperative rather than making it more PvP focused. So there still, I believe, will be PvP elements, but they're going to focus more on the cooperative and on the story and that sort of stuff, because that's what a lot of you guys like, and we want to stick to what people like. So and we've noticed that not a lot of the PvP stuff has not done as well. So they just wanted to retool it a little bit and make it more in those lines. Does this game contain any pentagram type symbols or imagery? I tend to stay away from games like that. No, I don't. Okay, so here's the problem. Sorry, I scrolled past your name here. So Trey Tech. So here's the problem. There's like 800 pieces of art in this game. So for me to definitively say there's not a single pentagram in it, I don't know that I can say that for 100% certainty. However, this is a very different type of game. This isn't really a witchcraft type game. That's not really where it draws its horror. This is a game where you have been injected into another dimension, and that dimension is hungry, and it is malevolent, and it is actively trying to consume your soul. So, and when you came into this place, it shattered your mind, it splattered your memories, your fears, your traumas all over the walls, and so you're trying to recollect the shattered fragments of your lives, called world shards, and so you're just kind of progressing through the game like that. So, having said that, this is not a witchcrafty game. So if that is something that bothers you, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Having said that, there are a lot of triggers in this game. Like, there are a lot of them. So, pretty much if you have a phobia, it's probably in here someplace. Just be real. So, yeah, so keep that in mind as well. But there are a few things that aren't in this game, and those things are there's no real sexual horror in this game. That was just one area where we kind of thought there's enough of that crap in real life, and we didn't really want to mess with that in our game. So you are safe from that sort of stuff. We don't have any of that in here. There are situations, but they are not none of the more adult sexual type stuff is it's really not in here. So and there's also not a lot of language, and then just kind of based on the setting, there's not a lot of the other stuff either. So hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit, and also gives you a little bit of a heads up of what to expect from this. Jim, I love the minis. I do as well, Jim. Brian, I like minis, painted over 1,000 of them. Dang, Brian, that's impressive. But reviews say they are too similar. Guessing some exceptions, I have Deep Madness, and they're somewhat distinct. Yeah, so people say that, Brian. I tend to disagree. There's not a single mini in the game that's identical. So there are families of minis. So like these are the minis that come with, oh shoot, where is he? There's a third one. Well, I know he's here somewhere because I brought him out. Oh, there he is. The minis for Anita the Writer, for the Written Rift. And they have similarities, absolutely. But like this guy's got like 3 eyes. This guy's got 3 arms. I don't know. And they're all in different poses. So yeah, I suppose, I don't know. I know some people have had more of an issue with that. I personally don't, but then, I'm also a biased source, so take that as you will. But yeah, I would actually say the minis and Deep Madness are more similar, but obviously you've got more of a single type of mini too. So in this game, there is no multiple minis. They're all different minis. So I don't know if that helped or not, but maybe it did. Huge Twisted Fables fan. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, Toto. I hope we see more from you soon. I hope so too. I don't have anything to announce right now about Twisted Fables. Like I knew that in the past there were expansions in the works, but I haven't heard anything in a long time. So I won't say it's impossible. I also don't want to give you any false hope or anything. So yeah, hopefully we will see more Twisted Fables in the future, because I know I'm asked about that a lot. If we've got more Twisted Fables coming out. It doesn't have a very big install base, but the install base it does have is passionate about it. So that's very cool. We just need the install base to get a little bit bigger, I think. And maybe if we get that web store up, we'll be able to do that. So we'll see. I'm curious about updated rulebook. I hope you post them at some point, but most of all, I'm thrilled about Send the Lost expansion, and I need rulebook for the box. Yes, we will definitely post the updated rulebook, NORAD. I think they're trying to just finish everything up in it and make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and that sort of thing. So yeah, we will definitely be posting that, I'm sure. As far as the Sins of the Lost one, I don't see many reasons why we wouldn't. So I suspect we will post that one as well. Will there be a Dawn of Madness novel? Well, Caustic Saint, there's 8 of them. So I don't know that we'll have like an official novelization or that sort of thing. Just because there's already a lot of written content for this game. But you never know. We could definitely go back to the Deep Madness world, because Dawn of Madness is in the Deep Madness world. It's a very different experience, but it is a Deep Madness thing. So you never know. We might get back there at some point. But as of right now, the Dawn of Madness novels would mainly be right here. I hope they have pentagrams and nasty symbols. Oh, there's definitely symbols, but it's not necessarily pentagrams, Brutal. So yeah, because okay, so this is dealing with an organization called the Golden Dawn, which is a not to throw Scientology under the bus, but they're kind of Scientology-ish. Like they're trying to boost human perception, kind of Nietzschean also in a way, where they're trying to create like the superhuman, and they're doing that by thrusting people into this horrific other world, and they think that at some point they will have this conscious fusion process where they will create this other type of human, which, not to throw any spoilers out there, but they do eventually. But there's a lot of terrible stuff in the meantime. So yeah, so more symbols for that sort of stuff. Though most of the stories are focused more on the characters rather than on the Golden Dawn. So they do make appearances, but not as often as the characters' actual stories. Abomination hunting, here I come. Before I return to work, love all the Cthulhu Mythos stuff and Dom. Looking forward to more story and lore. Well, thanks, Soltia. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, man. I probably missed you already because I'm so far behind in the comments, but thanks for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. For me, I prefer Standees, but after starting to paint minis a few years ago, I always go for minis and Can't wait to paint these ones. Look awesome. Well, glad you're looking forward to them. Yeah, they're like I said, I'm definitely a fan of them. But the Standies are great too, especially with the new Standies that they're releasing in Wave 2. Those are very good. Thank you, Angel. Hope the family's okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, we're all doing significantly better than we were a couple of days ago. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Can we upload the updated rulebook? Yes, I'm sure we will, Dare. I'm sorry. Like I said, the screen is tiny and far away. Facotum, I think. Yes, I'm sure we will post that. Thanks for answering my mini question earlier. The huge minis are, we're having trouble streaming. Oh, that's okay. You're telling me that Instagram is not so good, which we already knew. Anyways. The huge minis are gorgeous. Are the Standees of those equally large, or are they all more or less the same size on smaller characters? So the Standees are changing quite a bit. They're all going to be unique shapes. Now, in the here, I'll just get into the box here, and I can show you some of the current Standees. Whoops. But they are different sizes. The bosses are larger. The terrors are smaller. And so it really just kind of depends on who you're fighting. Okay. So, I probably have some Standees in here. Let's take a look. Yep, I do. But they're all small ones. So they're, oh no, those are mental capacity trackers. I'm sorry. Here we go. Here's Standees. Okay. So here is an Abomination Standee. And like I said, these are changing. And I could get these in the light box a little bit later too. I just want to get through some more of the questions first. But if you'd like to look at Standees in the light box, let me know and I'll throw them in there. But yeah, so Abomination Standees versus like the normal Terror ones here. And like I said, these are changing pretty significantly. They're all going to be different shapes in the Wave 2 stuff. So please keep that in mind. What I'm showing you is not what you're getting. These are the old version. But yeah, so hopefully that helped a little bit. And then the character Standees are, they're around the same size as a Terror. They're maybe a slight difference, but not much. So hopefully that helps a bit. Let's put you over here for now, because I suspect we will need this again. Okay. And hi, Brewstone. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you're here. Yes, Phil is correct, Brian. He's just mentioning that there are stickers for the core minis in the upgrade kit, and then the new ones have their names printed on the bottom. So that is correct to help with keeping everything straight. All serial killers are nice guys. Yeah, but Roger really is. Well, thank you, Brutal. I also believe that you guys deserve much more recognition and funding. Very high quality game. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Sir Burstome, I think I covered this already, but will there be any more Twisted Fables? Hopefully so. I answered that a little more in depth earlier, but currently I haven't heard a lot. I know that there were stuff in progress before. I hope you all make a boss battler at some stage. We did. It's called Dawn of Madness. So, once you get through the Wanderer stage in Dawn of Madness, oh, William! Hey, Bill, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. But anyway, so yes, we did make a boss battler, Dawn of Madness. So when you get out of the Wanderer stage, you're going to choose between 4 different finales. And based on which finale you get is going to depend on, 1, how your story progresses, what ending you're going to get, and it's also going to determine what final boss you're going to fight. So like in Catherine's, you might end up fighting... One sec here, guys. Okay. You might end up fighting Renaissance here, or you might end up fighting the Human Planter, or you might end up fighting her Malformations, or in some finales, you're fighting the finale itself. So you're fighting lots of bosses in this game. Or in Emily's case, one of her endings, you're going to be fighting Twin Sister here. Hopefully you can see. If you want to see any of these in the light box later, we'll do that. Or Linus, you're going to be fighting Eminent Glory, which is maybe my favorite mini in the core box. So yeah, we kind of did make a boss battler. And each of the endings play very differently than all the others. So yeah, anyways. Are you going to be at Gen Con? Yes, I will be, Gamers Rush. I hope to see you there, my friend. My board games. I wanted to ask a quick question. Are you actually planning to release new Deep Madness game content or expansions, or will it only be lore reading material this time? In case you didn't hear earlier, I kind of hinted. There is new Deep Madness content coming. And it's in my opinion, going to be pretty darn cool. So, yes, there is brand new content coming, brand new game. It's going to be really cool. So, crossovers. So I'm not sure what that is referring to, Alex Umbra. So you mentioned crossover. So if you could elaborate on that a little bit, I will get back to you on that. I will be in the booth for sure. Awesome. Sounds good. Boop. Well, boop back to you, Elvira. Thanks for being here. Do you have any video game or novel recommendations that have a similar vibe as Dawn of Madness to keep impatient people like me busy? I'd love to hear your recommendations. Silent Hill. Yeah, absolutely Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2. The Silent Hill F looks a lot like some of Dawn of Madness stuff. Actually, Alan Wake 2. I would definitely recommend Alan Wake 2. Just because it's like one of my favorite games of all time now at this point, but also because it has some similar vibes to the Written Rift, Anita's story. And let's see. Oh man, there's so many good ones, right? Novel recommendations. That's a good question too. Oh shoot, what is that guy's name? There's a he's an indie author, but he's awesome. He writes really short books. Things like, oh darn, what is it called? I found puppets living in my apartment walls or something like that. I'll look it up here real quick. Maybe I'll look it up here real quick. Maybe not. Maybe Amazon's not gonna do it for me here. Could be I'm using too much bandwidth. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, I found Puppets Living in My Apartment Walls by Ben Farthing. That one is a lot of fun. And I highly recommend Ben Farthing's books. Like I said, they're really short. They're indie published, but he's a cool guy. I mean, I haven't met him, but I like his books. And I'm sure I have plenty of others. And if I think of them, I will mention them as we go on. Is it also planned to publish the audio version of the storybooks in German? Well, so since we found Spanish partners, I'd say nothing's off the table. I think it would just depend on if we can find good quality partners who can help us. So I definitely wouldn't say it's impossible. It's just going to depend on if we can find them. If you guys have any suggestions, let us know. Forward it on to us. You could do cherry@dimensiongames.com. We'd love to cover as many languages as we can. So it's just the problem is we don't personally speak it or read it. So that makes it a little more difficult for us to ascertain the quality. And we've kind of been burned before too. So we need to make sure that it's good. I love the narration app website, and I'm glad the text is also there. But is it possible for the text to auto-scroll alongside the narrations? I don't like having to scroll manually while listening. That's a great question, and I am not sure about that, Remcanet, though I would suspect it might be possible. Because you're right. I mean, that would make it a lot nicer if it just scrolled for you. You know what? Maybe just send that as an email. Here, in fact, I'll just post this in the comments here. So if you guys need to reach out to us, we recommend cherry@dimensiongames.com. Hopefully I spelled that right. It's pretty far away. I think I did. So send her an email, and also maybe mention it just in the GamePound comments, because you never know, that might be something we can work on. The Toxin and Purgatory minis are too similar unless painted. I had to put tape with the names on the bottom while I played, but most minis are okay. Okay, glad to hear it, Todd. Glad to hear most of them you've had a okay time with. Yeah, I could understand that. The Toxins are pretty similar. The Purgatories are a little more different. Yeah, I could see where you're coming from on that. Absolutely. But we're also going to have those stickers to put on the bottom now, so hopefully that will help people keep them straight. Golden Dawn was a neo-Nazi political party in Greece that was banned because they murdered some immigrants and a rapper. Useless trivia, I suppose. Yeah, we discovered there were like at least one Golden Dawn organization after we already coined the name and put it in everything. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, because I actually think there's more than one. I actually think there was one that was like very similar to our organization, like super similar, but no actual connection. We created it before we learned, which probably means we should have done our research better. Whoops. A good idea for a crossover between Deep Madness and Dawn Madness would be a gate that connects both worlds, and so the madness spreads even more. Yeah, that is a cool idea in my board games. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe something like that could happen in the future. Have you guys considered washes, Sundrop for the minis as an add-on maybe? And what color will the Sins minis be? Okay, so we haven't pursued washes or Sundrop or that sort of thing. It hasn't really been something that our partners have offered. I know it's something that like Awakened Realms does a lot. But as of now, we haven't. Could we in the future? Potentially. Nothing is impossible, I would say. But yes, my board games, I agree with you. Cherry is doing a great job. She is an incredible person, and she works very, very, very hard. So yeah, I appreciate the kudos for her there. But yeah, so in the future, yeah, maybe it could be. I can't say never. I always say never say never. So what color will the sins be? I haven't probably the on the campaign page is probably pretty close to what the sins will be. If I'm remembering correctly, I think they are more of a gray, like this guy here. This is not a final chastener, though this is a plastic one. So this is actually and I'll give you guys a closer look at this a little bit later. But this one is, he is hard plastic. He's pretty much final quality, but he's not final color. So I think the color of the sins will be close to this guy. He's actually going to be the normal enemy red here. Because they are technically terrors, even if they're kind of epic terrors. But hopefully that helped a little bit. I'm not positive it did, but quick question. The Echoes of the Mist expansion, and you're welcome, Camille, by the way, collection contains the complete content of all the expansions and only the miniatures are missing. Correct. Yes, Echoes of the Mist contains every gameplay component from the first campaign. Now, it doesn't have the sins, it doesn't have the chasteners, and it doesn't have Faces of the Sphere. So you would need to add those separately, but it has everything else. So, yeah, I would, if you're wanting to get all the content and you don't want the minis, that's the way to go. The new boxes fit all expansions and they fit in a Calyx. Great games. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The new boxes will fit all expansions. I haven't personally tested them on a Calyx because I don't have them. So that makes it a little more difficult for me to tell you that from firsthand experience. But yeah, I would suspect they would. But I've heard some people question it after seeing the dimensions. So take that as you will. I can't say completely with 100% certainty they will. I think they would at least be close, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, they will fit all of the expansions, including sins. You asked earlier if we wanted to see minis in the light box. Yes, please. A couple of different ones for size comparison, maybe together with the standees. We will absolutely get to that. You betcha. Need the Baba Yaga Twisted Fable. I completely agree on that. Rami Crespo, quick question. Forgive me if it was asked already, but with the upcoming campaign ends, the audio drama tracks you made, is there any ETA when they will be live? So as soon as we finish them. I know that's not very specific, but I would definitely expect at least the first ones to come out probably before, I won't say before too long, because I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where we are in finishing that up. But I would say that they're definitely going to come out before the delivery of the physical items. So, yeah, I would say sooner than the physical stuff. At least a lot of them will. We'll release them as they're finished. So some of them might initially have like a coming soon label on it or something like that, like some of the Wave 2 ones, that sort of thing. But we will have those. I'm currently playing the game as a first-time player, and we are playing Emily's campaign first, but we would love to stream it and use those audio drama logs while doing so. Well, I don't think you're going to have to wait a whole long time for Emily, Claude, or Catherine. Linus is still kind of being worked on. That's why there hasn't been a whole lot of videos and that sort of thing on him. I think they're still kind of trying to nail a narrator. So we'll see on that one. But the other three, I suspect, could be before too long. So we'll have to kind of wait and see on that. But yeah, so you should be able to do that. Would you consider it similar to the big climactic battles that established boss battlers have out there? I would not classify it exactly as one, but you know better than me, obviously. So it's not like, okay. So if you're thinking like, so brutal, if you're thinking like, oh shoot, what is that game's name? It's so cool. Such a cool game. Has the kind of Cuphead cartoon, Townfolk Tussle. If you're thinking kind of Townfolk Tussle, I would. It's certainly not focused on it like that. It's more. The finales are quicker. It's not like a a huge long drawn out thing. You're normally looking at like 3 rounds probably for bosses. But each of the bosses do have their own very specific ways that they act and the ways that the finale works. So each of the finales, honestly, so for our Deep Madness fans out there, I kind of think of each of the finales as like their own little Deep Madness level, just like a more condensed one. Yeah, I can't say for sure how close it would be because I haven't played a lot of those boss battlers, just being completely honest. But that is definitely an element in the game. So hopefully that helps. I'm not positive it did, but well, thank you, Todd. This is by far my favorite game. I am so glad to hear that. Everything about this game is top tier. I love the complexity and difficulty that most seem to complain about. So much they revised gameplay. Well, I'm so glad you enjoy it, Todd. And don't worry, even the revised stuff, you don't have to worry about it. It's not like it's huge changes. It's just streamlined changes. So the game that you love is still there, and you will still be able to play it just like you have been. But I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Are the different stories about the same length, gameplay-wise, or some much longer while others short? That is a great question, Uzur. So I would they vary. They vary quite a bit. So you've got Linus, who is capped at 7 rounds. You're never going to go more than 7 rounds, and that includes the finale stage. So it's actually only 6 rounds of Wanderer stage plus than the finale. But then you've got Emily, who could go to 10 rounds, and then you've got the Wave 2 Wanderers, who will go for multiple games. So not Linus, Carrie, the actor, he has 3 games based on the 3-act structure. Anita, the writer, she has a 5-game arc, though I will say hers, while it's the longest, hers are also probably the shortest individual games and also the most streamlined. Hers plays very differently than any of the other Wanderers, just period. For starters, because you can't play as Anita until after you've beaten the game. So that certainly throws a cork in things, but it's much more it's most like a novel, which is appropriate since she's the writer. Yeah, so and then you've got Edward. I believe he's got 4 games. And who am I missing? And I think that the anthropologist, I think that he's got 4 games as well, because 1 for each of his students plus him. And his 4th game there is more of just like a straight on finale stage. It's just like a big boss fight. Not so much with the story and that sort of thing. So as far as lengths of stories, the lengths are all fairly similar, though how you go about going through them is very different. So like in the expansion Wanderers, most of them have multiple books, 1 for each game. And so you're going to be going through those different books as you're going, and so you'll probably see more of the story. That's one of the big reasons we decided to do the sorry, mind space there. One of the reasons we decided to do the multiple game sessions was so you could get to see more of the story. Whereas like in Emily's story, you're maybe going to get through a fifth of the story in one go through. Even after you've gotten all 4 endings, you probably still won't have covered all of her different potential stories. And then like Catherine, in order to get her ending D, you have to beat her ending A, B, and C first. And that's the only way you can get into ending D. So yeah. So they all play very differently. Story length. Oh, I never covered story length. Oh yes, I did. They're similar in length. They're similar. Some I would say between 80 and 100,000 words for all of them, regardless of number of books. By the way, Playmat is hella thick and heavy. Most heavy Playmat in my collection. Well, thank you, Alex. I think that was a compliment. Whoop, whoop, thanks for the boot back. You betcha, Elvira. Thanks for being here. Any luck trying to sneak all those Wanderer path maps into the art book, like the Linus one in the update? Saving me drafting my own. I haven't heard anything yet, Phil, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Crossovers for that new game between DM or Dawn. Oh, okay. So I have no idea. I have no clue if there will be crossovers or not. I would say that is absolutely a possibility. We did it between Deep Madness and Dawn of Madness, and those are far different games than this one is from Deep Madness. So I would say that that's probably I would say that is a definite possibility there. There's a video game called Visage that's pretty sick. You play PlayStation. Not sure if it's on anything else. Ooh, sounds good, Todd. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. The story we discover on GameFound is one of the best atmospheres I have ever read. Well, thank you. That's awesome. I'm so glad you've enjoyed it, Lauka. I'm so sorry. I'm going to butcher this. Laukasazi? Laukasays? Anyways, I'm so glad you enjoy it. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I like my Playmat. Never use the board, but I do like Neoprene feel and everything for picking up cards and stuff too. Yeah, so if you prefer the Neoprene feel and you prefer that, that texture and the kind of squishiness and that sort of thing, you will not be disappointed with the mat. Absolutely not. Normally for me, it's a question of, do I want to go get the mat or do I want to play with the game board? Because the game board's right here, but the mat's over there. So I'll just go with the game board. Thanks for the recommendations. I appreciate you responding to so many messages. You bet. I'm happy to do it. That's why I'm here. I couldn't wait when I found out about the game, so nabbed the core and minis on eBay, and man, that's a heavy box. Yes, it is. I back the new stuff, but do you have a favorite out of the other expansion characters? Anita is probably my favorite. I really like the Written Rift. I like how that one plays out. I like how weird it is, because for me, the weirder the better. And Anita gets weird. Like there's some cool stuff in that one. So I think probably my favorite of the 3 would be Anita. However, having said that, they're all great. They're all great, and they're all very different. The most Lovecraftian. Well, I mean, technically, Lovecraft didn't write The King in Yellow, but probably the most Lovecraftian / Robert Chambers one would be obviously Of Art and Oblivion, which is Carrie's expansion. But then, and that's kind of the most straightforward-ish of the narratives, I'd say. But then Mordecai's story, he's the anthropologist. That one is just that one's got a lot of moving parts. Like it's got all those different, it's got all the different student wanderers and that sort of thing. So that's a very cool thing. Like each story comes from a couple different perspectives there, like main wanderer perspectives. So like in most stories, there's one central main wanderer, and then there's the other wanderers, and they're the ones kind of looking in, and you're still seeing from their perspective, but the main central wanderer is seeing from the story's perspective, or that wanderer's perspective. So the core wanderer might be more like, oh, look at all these terrible things that have been happening to me, while the other wanderers are looking and saying, dang, look at all those terrible things that you did to everyone else, that sort of thing. But in Mordecai's game, it's very different, because you've got those two central wanderers that you're working through their stories. So very different structure and a cool feel to it. Wendy Vogel did that one, and it's a very cool feel. Yeah, that was a cool one too. And then the Clockmaker, that one is very interesting as well, just because everything in that one is based on time, and each spot on the clock is a different character whose story you have to interact with. So they're all very different. They're all very cool in their own personal ways. But if I was going to nail it down to just one, I would probably say Anita is my personal favorite. Having said that, my personal favorite of the core four are Emily and Catherine, and I've heard a ton of people say that their favorites are Linus and Claude. So who am I to say? Cherry for president. Yes, agreed. Scolo, oh hey Luca, it's great to see you. Oh man, that's awesome. It's so great. I'm so glad you made it. That's great. Yeah, so Lucas is Scolo. He's one of the mods for our Deep Madness Universe Facebook group. He's an awesome guy, and it's great to see you here. Thank you, Christopher. I just saw yours here. Yes, the family is doing much better. We're recovering and yeah, doing a lot better. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, I missed what he said about the washes. What did he say? So currently we're not really doing it, but who knows? It could happen in the future. That was basically the gist of it there. Thanks all. I just switched to minis. Glad to have you with us, Brian. And I'll have painted like 2,500. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I find that my minis, I love them in a certain nude state, if you will, or a kind of a gray tone look to them. I really love the gray tone look. But when I do get painting them, I always really enjoy it. It's just I don't get to it very often. See you at Gen Con. Awesome, Forrest! Hey, buddy, it's great to see you, man. Yes, I look forward to seeing you at Gen Con, my friend. Remy, follow-up question. Bring to your attention. I purchased an aftermarket Kickstarter of both the core and the minis expansion, but sadly my core box was banged up and my minis box. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Remy. You could potentially reach out to Cherry and see if there's anything we can do for that. I'm not positive if there is at this point, because I don't know how many copies we have left currently. We've pretty well sold through all of the wave one. But yeah, you could reach out to her and see if there's anything we can do for that. Have you considered expanding the crossover pack in some way? You've introduced so much new horror, so I think it'll be great to see it all in OG Deep Madness. That's a great question. Probably not right now, Norat, because as we mentioned before, we don't want to put anything more into this that's going to delay anything, and that would certainly delay stuff. So at this point, I would say no, but who knows? Maybe at some point in the future. The inserts were deteriorated. I was able to work out a slight discount because they sent me a second set of each, but they both had the same damages again. Wow, that's really strange. I don't know what to say with that. I've been speaking. Okay, you have been speaking to Cherry. Great. She's been awesome in helping. Great. Awesome. Is the ending okay? Is the ending have what considered as good or bad ending? Yes. Yes. So Saint Elmo, the Phil trying to deter me here. I see you, Phil. I see you. Still on track. This has to be a new live stream record. Yeah, you're probably right. But have the endings good or bad? So A is pretty much always the worst, and D is pretty much always the best, but not always. So normally D is the ending where there's some sense of resolution with the Wanderers. So like where you're going to feel more fulfilled. D is normally like the ultimate ending, for good or bad, because also in finales you have bad and good endings. So so there are good and bad finales. There's also good and bad endings. Hope that makes sense. I'm not sure it does. Each finale has either a good or bad outcome. Now, from the Wanderer's perspective, often the bad endings can seem better, but from a humanity perspective, they're pretty much always worse. So sometimes you get the desires of your heart, but oh boy, you really shouldn't have asked for it in the first place. That sort of thing. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. Yes, so KDM, Oathsworn, Eon Trespass. Okay, so yes, I see what you mean with Boss Battler, Brutal, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's very different from like KDM. Actually, what's more like KDM, probably even, would be the Abomination, because it has its own deck of cards that you're playing through during the Wanderer stage. Yeah. Anyways. I believe 2 copies of Save System is good for keeping all character components for all 8 Wanderers. Love those Wanderer inlays. I'm glad you like them, Alex. That's awesome. And kudos on finding a use for 2 of them there. That's cool. I mean, they're pretty close to. We got them as close to like the Save System because we want as many people to get it as possible. So we got the. We tried to keep it as close to like cost as we could for the Save System. So, oh, Private Pook. Okay, yeah. So, corresponding to Cherry regarding the companion app. You know, let's definitely keep in touch on that. Because yeah, I think that's really cool. And I kind of doubt that the team would have a hard time saying, yeah, just go for it. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me ask them. Maybe send me an email, and we'll go over that. My email is byron@dimensiongames.com. Hopefully spelled that right. Texas is very far away. Anyways, so yeah, send me an email on that, and I'll double check with the team on it. But I can't see, we're pretty lax when it comes to fan created content. So if you want to release it, I suspect that will be just fine. I think the question is, do we want it to be like an official app, or that sort of thing? So, so yeah, let's talk about that. You've been talking with Cherry too, so obviously you've already got the communication avenues open there. But just a quick question: are you planning to use GameFound for all your future projects from now on? I don't know. That's a great question. We've had a pretty darn good experience with GameFound. Like we did it for Twisted Fables in the past. That was a little more dicey. But this time has been a pretty good experience with them. So I would say that is a definite possibility. I can't say with 100% certainty. It's definitely possible we would go back to Kickstarter, but yeah, I feel like we've been pretty darn happy with GameFound overall. It's been a good experience. So, and hopefully it is for you guys too. I know lots of people love stretch pay, so which Wanderer was the most fun to write? Emily or Catherine? By far, yeah. Because those were the ones where, so they were also the toughest to write, and they took the longest to write, and they had the most rewrites. But I really enjoyed getting in all of the weirdness that you see in those two. But having said that, there's, like I said, plenty of weirdness in Anita as well. Okay, so I need to complete the story of the Wanderers in a specific order to unlock other Wanderers. Okay, so that's not true necessarily. So in order to, so each of your Wanderers are going to advance each game. So like say you're playing through Emily's game, you're going to have a lot of improvements to Emily's character then in future games. She's going to get Finale Legacy cards. She's going to get more existence cards she can use in future games. She'll unlock domain cards, that sort of thing. So in that way, there's definitely progression as you play a Wanderer's game. Now that's the case for all the Wanderers, though. So it's not really a matter of where you have to play them in a specific order. I say just choose whichever one sounds best to you and go for it. Now, having said that, with Anita's game is different. And actually so is Mordecai, the anthropologist. So in Anita's game, The Written Rift, that one, to unlock Anita as a playable character, you have to beat her whole game, like all 5 books. And the reason for that is because during the game, she's actually kind of like an antagonist. She's in the background, and she's kind of like she's trying to reach you, but every time she tries to reach you, terrible things happen. So, yeah. So, I would say, so that you have to unlock Anita. In order to play Anita, you would need to complete her game. That doesn't mean you have to play her game first, though, by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, she might be a good one to start with, though, because she is more streamlined. Her story is more point A to point B, that sort of thing. And she is weird, too. So she has that going for her. And she also doesn't have abominations in her game. So you're playing against her malformations, her bosses, that sort of thing during the game, rather than rather than an abomination or that sort of thing. So her game is very unique, is very different. So for that reason, it also is probably more streamlined. So it could be a good choice for first game, but it's certainly not a necessity. Mordecai, you can play at any point. However, if you want to play as his students to unlock their boards, which then you wouldn't be able to play Mordecai because they use a lot of the same components. But if you want to play as his students in a future game, you have to then beat his complete story arc, and you have to keep the students alive. So if you can keep the students alive, you can unlock them as playable characters. So, but apart from that, no, you don't have to play them in any specific order. It's just a matter of your own personal preference. Phil says, ending D is usually considered the good ending, but after playing Claude's ending D, you just want to give him a hug. Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, oh, you poor guy. And that's not uncommon with ending Ds. A lot of them are kind of, they are the good ending. Okay, yeah. But yeah. Gotta make sure Faces crosses over to the new game and Celestial. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the gym. That would be... At this point, why not? We've had Faces in every campaign so far except for the first Deep Madness. Why not just keep going? Except for, obviously, Twisted Fables. They are not playable in Twisted Fables. I keep my playmat on my table, Bill says. I keep my playmat on my table and cover it with other ones if I choose to play something else. It's my permanent tablecloth. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's big enough. Will you be at the board game fair in Essen, Germany this year? Okay, so what I said earlier, my board games, is I don't know that we have any plans yet currently. I would love to be. I would love for the team to be if I can't make it personally. I haven't heard if we are or not. So that probably means not this year, but who knows? Maybe one or two of us end up getting there this year. But maybe in future years we'll be able to get there because, yeah, we'd love to be there. It would be fantastic. I would love to get us to a lot more conventions. It's just we've been so slammed with Dawn of Madness. We didn't want to take any distractions apart from the absolutely necessary ones. So, thoughts update. Also, at the moment, I'm leaning towards Standee only because I also have to consider budget with the 2 Standee only add-ons. I get all the add-ons with minis. I pledge story all in only. Yes, that is correct. So if you get the Standee all in, you get everything. So and it is definitely cheaper. So there's absolutely that, Remkinet. So it's absolutely something to consider. Like, what's your budget? What's what can you afford? And do you need the minis? Because yes, I am a minis guy. I'm always going to sell you on the minis, but a lot of people aren't minis guys. A lot of people don't care about the minis. So, and this game plays great with standees. So, yeah, either one is a perfectly good choice. Would it be possible to see some examples of Spectrum Sentience dice or the Metal Sentience tokens? Unfortunately, I can't show you the Spectrum Sentience dice because I do not have them. But I have tons of the Metal Sentience tokens, so I can absolutely show you those. And I'll probably do that more so when we switch over to the light box. But just to give you an idea of what you're in for, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them, but here they are. Oh, don't look at me. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but if you can't, don't worry. I'll put them in the light box, so no worries. But yeah, I love the Metal Sentience tokens. My personal belief is number 1 add-on you need to get Safe Tray System. Number 2 add-on, Metal Sentience tokens. But I'll show those to you when we get to the light box here. I've translated all the books and game rules into Dutch. What? That's awesome. That's fantastic, Angelo. Dang, that's crazy. So Norat, who's in the chat here too, he's been translating it all, I believe, into Russian. So yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you guys have been able to do that. Craig! Oh, it's so good to see you, man. That's awesome. What? Oh. Sorry, my wife is squirreling me from off the camera. So there you go, Phil. There was the first distraction. Though she was giving me crucial information. I think she was telling me that Craig was in here. So, so yeah, it's great to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. So, so just throwing out credit where credit is due here. William Letson, Craig Milne, and Jim Kopp are all people who helped me at Gen Con. So they're some of my main volunteers there. So just throwing that out there. Give them the kudos. And also Jim has been instrumental in the comment section. He is a huge help. So thank you, Jim, for that too. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Okay, so a bit difficult to identify the monsters. Any no names on the bottom? Any fixes? Yes. So all of the Wave 2 minis have their names imprinted on the bottom, and in the upgrade pack, there are stickers for the Wave 1 minis. So no worries, you're covered. Oh, I think Angelo might have had to leave us. Well, thanks for being here, Angelo. Appreciate it, man. And I might be wrong about that. He was speaking in another language that I am not sure about. So if I'm wrong, my apologies. And welcome back. Ending A, you are burned alive. Ending D, you are burned alive. But you learned the real journey, the real journey were the friends you met along the way. You have no idea how accurate that is, Casey. That is very funny. Yes. Deep Madness allowed me to discover figure painting. It's a new hobby for me. Thank you. Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Lakasazi. I'm so sorry. I'm sure I butchered that again. Stick with the game found. I barely even go look at KS anymore. Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel like we probably will. Like I said, we've had a really good experience with this campaign. They've been very friendly and they've helped us. And so, yeah, I suspect we probably will stick with them. It's the superior platform. Yep. I don't understand English very well, but it's a pleasure to listen to you and try to understand everything. Well, I'm sorry if I say things that are difficult to understand. I'm known to do that at times, Laukasavi. So my apologies if I used any words where you have to go straight to the dictionary to find it, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's going okay there. Yeah, so site and list here. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I'm not. I think it's Cyan List. Love the minis, but found Standies easier to set up or easier to identify and quicker to set up. So that is an absolutely valid reason to go with Standies there. Can we use investigators from an expansion in the base game of Deep Madness, or does that unbalance the game? You cannot. And the reason for that is because there are vastly different games, like vastly different. So each Wanderer in Dawn of Madness has their own game. Each Wanderer is its own game. So because of that, really the Deep Madness investigators couldn't really cross over into Dawn of Madness. Now, having said that, if there are some enterprising homebrew enthusiasts out there who want to try to throw together a Wanderer dashboard, existence cards, starting domains, all that sort of stuff. For Deep Madness investigators, be my guest. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. I would love to see that. It would not be an easy task, but yeah. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit. Okay, well, it's great to see you, Casey, and I'm sure you already had to take off, but thanks for being here, and thanks for hanging out with us, and have a great rest of the day. Okay. Hi, Barry. Great to see you, and thanks for stopping by. Number 3 ad on your hat. At my house, the metal census tokens have pretty much earned the nickname Skittles. In fact, I could play a game with. I love that, Phil. That's awesome. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that you're able to understand me. Okay, that's great. Okay, Kevin. Well, it's great to see you, man, and thanks for stopping by, and thanks for being a part of this, my friend. So have a great rest of the day. And you're welcome. I'm so glad we're actually delivering too. So okay. Do not. Oh wow, I'm caught up. Almost. I'm almost caught up. Do not feel bad if you do not understand the words that Byron speaks. Being that close to madness tends to alter the speech center of the brain. At least that's the excuse I tell myself. Yes, that is absolutely correct, William. Absolutely. Or Bill. You betcha. Super flattered that you noted my efforts to translate Dom, Byron. Oh, you bet, Norad. Well, I mean, as someone who doesn't speak Russian, I can't say for sure, but I'm sure you're doing a great job, buddy. So, and you're still waiting on the second part of Linus's book. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll get it to you. The campaign's almost over, man. So are you? Okay, so sorry, I think I misunderstood. So, are you trying to use Wanderers in Deep Madness? That would be more doable. Once again, you'd still need a homebrew solution. But yeah, I think you could totally homebrew the Wanderers into Deep Madness investigators. Yeah, I think that would be possible. It's not something I think we'll personally offer, but I think that would be more doable than homebrewing investigators into Wanderers. What paints do you use for Dawn of Madness minis? So if that was directed towards me, Brutal, none. However, no, the paints I would normally use would be like the Games Workshop's. I really like those. I know a lot of people love Armor Painter too, but yeah, I've had really good experience with Games Workshop. However, those things are a bear to use with an airbrush. It sucks with an airbrush. So everyone send a massive amount of messages. Don't let them catch up. Yes. Sorry about that. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to experience this game. Started board gaming in 2019, but didn't know Kickstarter and such. Missing such a game was a big letdown. 6 years later, here we are. Here, cheers. Well, I'm so glad you're here, Alexander. Thanks for being with us, my friend. That's awesome. I'm glad you're excited to get the game. Are you happy with the current funding? Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, I mean, more is always better, of course, but I don't know that we were really sure what to expect with this campaign, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I would say we're definitely happy with it. You bet. Obviously, more is always better, but this is such a weird campaign too, because it's not like it's just a straight campaign, right? Because it is a reopening of the original Pledge Manager. It is all this other stuff. So it's a really complex campaign, and it's kind of a weird one. And so I don't know that we really had any idea what to even expect with it. But we also knew that this was the best time to run it. So yeah, it's I think so. Long story short, I love scale 77 or 75 paints. Pretty much all of their ranges for painting. Okay, well that's good to know, Craig. Thank you. Actually, Byron, when is there going to be a Byron or Sarah mini character to play in any game? To be honest? That's a great question, Craig. I have no answer to you on that. Though I will say, when you said that, Sarah just peeked around the side of the room, and she's like, "What?" If Byron doesn't mention it, my understanding is you can. I'm not sure what that was referring to, but if I missed it, feel free to throw it in there. Hey, I'm caught up. Oh, I'm not caught up. I have a question for the people here. What would be an add-on you'd like to see that's currently not offered? Byron, is there anything you would have loved to have added but currently couldn't? Yeah. Of course there is. Of course, there's so much I'd love to add. There's so much I'd love to do with this game. Many things. Absolutely. Any survivor from any okay. So Brian, your question was any survivor from any expansion can be used in Deep Madness. Yes, any investigator can be used in any expansion for Deep Madness. In fact, I recommend using some of the others rather than just the core game ones. Like, I love the core game ones. Samuel's great, Randy's great, but I also think that some things can be a lot easier in Deep Madness if you use the expansion minis, especially like some of the tanks, like what's his name? He's one of the main characters in Shattered Seas. Charles Ryan. I think using Charles is great, and I know there's a lot of strategies out there. Actually, the person to talk to would be Phil, because Philip Blake on here, he knows Deep Madness inside and out. He knows every strategy. He knows every combination. He knows everything. So Phil would be a great one to talk to about different combinations of investigators. Okay, but I think I just skipped a question, so my bad. Okay, so anything I would have offered. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I'd love to do more expansions. I'd love to have more connection material. Well, I actually wanted to throw in like a character from Deep Madness, whose name is currently evading me for whatever reason. She is also one of the main characters in Shattered Seas. I should not be forgetting her name. But Reagan, yes, I would have loved to do a Reagan expansion. But yeah, so yeah, lots of stuff I would have loved to have put in here, but this game is a time suck. So, so we're happy with what we've got. T-shirt with gruesome art. So Brutal, keep your eyes out, because I've actually made T-shirts for us in the past. So that is a very doable thing for us to do. Maybe that would be something if we ever do like the web store or something. Maybe we could throw those on there. Can we expect an introduction video for the save system? Potentially, Norat. So it depends on shipping prices. Currently, shipping prices stink. But if they get better, or if the team can find a way around it to get me stuff, I'm sure we'll be able to. I'll be able to do like an unboxing video or that sort of thing. Having said that, I'm sure they can also do something like that at the in China as well. So we'll see how that goes. But I suspect either way, you'll get a video. They need more difference in their game initials. Yeah, we seem to like DM, don't we? Adding the Kraken Centipede plushie is one that I am still waiting for. Bill, I am strongly considering. It wouldn't be the Kraken Centipede, but I'm strongly considering a Bathophobia. I don't know if I still have time before Gen Con. I've kind of ran out of time here, but who knows? We'll see. Donna Madness plushies, that'd be hilarious. Oh, it's been thought of. It's been thought of. It's been something I've wanted to do for literally years. So I got to go get on Guardians of the Galaxy again. Okay, Jim. Well, thanks for being here, my friend, and have a great rest of the day, buddy. We'll talk with you soon. You are okay. How about a Donna Madness TV show? Yeah, that would be awesome. Super dark, but it would be awesome. A Reagan expansion would have rocked. Yeah, I know, right? I know. It would have been so cool. But not to be, unfortunately, at least not at this point. Yeah, the bath blush is a great one. Thank you very much, Brian. I literally dreamed of asking Byron this. Okay, now I have to go back and find out which question Brian asked. I don't even remember. Okay, well, if I miss something, let me know. I'm still disappointed we never got Maddie and her Bathophobia cosplay idea from your one. Yeah, we really need some cosplay at our booth. It's true. Is it time for some light box stuff? Oh yeah, light box stuff. Oh yeah, good thinking, man. I get caught up in the comments here. And actually, I was going to say that a few minutes ago, and then people bombarded me with comments. This is your fault, Craig. No, I was helping get his question. You answered wrong, right? Okay, great. Okay, good. Okay, so let's see if we can switch to the Lightbox stuff. So this is an experiment. I have never tried this before. It could all go terribly wrong, and if it does, I'm sorry. But we're gonna try this. So I'm gonna swap over the camera here, and gotta help keep you busy. So I'm going to swap over the camera, and I'll throw in some minis. If you guys have a specific request, let me know. If I've got it, I'll throw it in there. A lot of these are pretty crummy 3D prints. Just throwing that out there. Don't expect these to be final quality. And some of them are in various stages of repair. Like I've got a couple here with little tiny pieces missing that I need to still glue back on. Didn't quite get to. Yeah, so let's swap over here and let's see what can I do here. See how to do this. Present. Maybe extra camera. Extra camera. Okay. Okay. All right. So now how do I hide me? Sorry, guys. Welcome to tech support in real time. Did it play out? Oh, you know what? Maybe I can leave me on here. All right, let's see what happens here. Just the number of people on stage. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. All right. Well, there's the light box. The excitement is killing me. Well, I am off now. I'm still at work and need to finish up my day. Well, thanks for being here, Will. It's great to see you, my friend. And have a great rest of the day, buddy. We will indeed stay insane. Okay, 1 sec here, guys. We're getting there. Oh, hey, can you guys see the light box? I think you might be able to. That's an empty box. It sure is, Brian. Okay, so wow, that reveal is full of light. Sorry, guys, I don't do a lot of these. Okay. Okay, so you guys want to see some new stuff? So how about some sins? Oh, you know what? Let's start with some chasteners. Actually, let's start with chasteners because this guy here. Let's see if I can. Okay, so can you guys see him? Okay, let me know if you can see him. Okay. It's I love you, wheezing. Yeah, sorry, man. I just started like getting this cough this morning. It's awesome. Okay, can you see him? Okay, or is he too bright? I don't know where the little remote is here. I might have to get up and. I might have to get up and mess with that. Too dark. We do not see any details. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. So I will see if I can get over to the light switch here to turn down the brightness on that light box. Or there, could you turn down the brightness on this light box? There's a little remote. No. Oh. It's the. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see if that does it. Let's push him back a little bit, see if that helps, maybe. That's not helping, is it? Dang it. Let's see if I can focus on. If I move the camera closer to him inside the light box, maybe. Okay, how's that, guys? Can you see more details? If I go in there with him, the ultimate remote control. Yes, exactly. Light in front of the menu here. Yeah, maybe so. 1 sec. Like I said, sorry guys. This is okay. Okay, how's that? You guys see him okay? It's blurry. Ah, crap. Let's move it back. See if that helps. Better. Nope. Sorry guys. Like I said, never done this before. Troubleshooting in real time here. Okay, so if I no, now you just see my phone. Cool. Darn it. All right, you know what? Let's do this differently. The light box has failed us. Let's see if this works though. I'll just put him here on the table and then try to do it this way. How about that? How's that work? Maybe this won't work for details, but I'd love to see several of them lined up, different sizes. Yes, I will definitely do that. Okay, but how's the details looking, guys? Can you see more details now? If we do it this way? Can we do a community break? Yeah, I know, right? It's been quite the stream. Anyways, so hopefully this is showing up better here. I think it is. So this is one of the chasteners, and this is one of the final, or this is actually hard plastic. This one is not resin. So details you're seeing here are the detail. I mean, this isn't maybe necessarily a completely final mini necessarily, like he's the wrong color, for instance, but this will give you a good idea of what to expect with the chasteners, and also different base. This was a special base they did for Gen Con last year. But so there's him, and now let's get him with a Wanderer and get a size comparison. Oh, here you are, Claude. Okay. Claude, Chastener. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. I'm hoping it's not just all blurry. Let's get rid of this too. So Chastener and Claude. He is absolutely dwarfed. Claude doesn't stand a chance. Correct. Correct. Okay, one sec, guys. I'm realizing. Can't wait to paint all of them. DM and Dom already painted. Ah, nice. What is she holding with her right hand? Is that a person corpse? Why, yes, it is. It is indeed a person corpse thing. Yes, you are correct.
Your other camera.
Uh-oh. Browser has lost connection to your camera. Oh, well, cool. Well, hey, at least we still have the minis. Long time I wanted to ask a question, buddy. How do you feel now that the development of such a titanic game as Dawn of Madness is finally completed and everything is moving towards production? Oh, it's a great feeling, Nora. Yeah, it's the culmination of many, many years there. So is it a person? Yes. Yes, it is. And fulfillment to think up, develop, and produce a game of this scale for a relatively small, immensely talented team is no small feat. Yeah, we realized that after we got into it. But yes, Byron left it. Yes, I realized that. I'm sorry. I think my camera may have overheated on us. I think that's a distinct possibility. So my bad, guys. Let's see if I can make this one full screen. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to try doing that here.
Can you hear me now? How about now? Can you hear me? Someone let me know. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, great. Anyways, this one's a 3D print. Sorry for that, guys. This is a 3D print. So not final quality at all. But this is Chastener Hallow. This is probably my favorite of the 3 Chasteners. And this is the good guy. So this is the one that wants to cleanse you of your sins so that you can go to the good place. So that's Hallow. And then here is, oh shoot, what's this guy's name? It's darn it, forgot his name. Anyways, he's the bad guy. He's from the bad place. You have the mini sloth. I do indeed, and I will get that one in just a sec here. So, but this, the last of the chasteners there. Okay, sloth. Here we go. Let's get sloth over here. Bam. It's okay, Claude. Don't worry about it, buddy. Everything will be fine, I'm sure. I love sloth. This is one of my absolute favorite sins. Once again, just a 3D print, so please excuse the imperfections. But the bells in the back and stuff, it's awesome. I love sloth. So many details, yeah. And just once again, because this is a 3D print, like I suspect that there will be better details in the final figure, and definitely not all the, you know, junk stuff there, but more along the lines of this guy rather than along the lines of that guy. So anyways, so that's sloth. Now, okay, let's this was fun. Oh, okay, well, Rem Canet, it's great to see you, man, and thanks for stopping by and being here for so long, and we'll see you later. Thanks for being here, man. Sloth got those wheels, yeah, man. Well, okay, so if you look closely here, sloth is a snail. So it's a snail shell here, wrapped in bells and ropes. And he's just like tooling across the ground there. So yeah. Okay, so let's do another sin. How about, okay, so this is an older 3D print, so it doesn't have the base on it. But here is Envy. And I love it. So Claude, for comparison here, I mean, just massive. But Envy is actually one of the smaller sins in a lot of ways. But let's see if we can get any details here. So I love the people just jumping out of her. It's robe just reaching towards you. And if you look closely here, I don't know if you can see this or not. You guys might not be able to. But there's actually a second face under the mask. So the mask looks all normal and human and actually kind of nice. But there's a second jaw under here, which just shows you that, come on, focus. Just shows you the degradation of this thing and what's truly under the surface there. So it might look good on the surface, but inside, oh, and it's also holding a heart too, by the way. So that's Envy. Okay, let's look at another one of my favorites. Gluttony. Who doesn't love Gluttony? So Gluttony here has all his awesome little tendrils in the front just to suck you right into his stomach. And he's got mouth under his conical hood of shame there, or whatever it is. And I love the sensors on his arm and all over his body. He must like really stink, and he's just trying to like cover it with those. Oh, and baby got back. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's Gluttony. Next to Claude. Sorry, Claude. And Gluttony is the easiest of the sins. So the sins work differently than yeah, the teeth under her chin. Yeah, exactly. But the sins work differently than most enemies in the game, in that, well, first of all, you can't defeat them, but they're on a sliding scale of difficulty. So Gluttony here is the easiest of them. Sloth is a little harder, and then it moves up from there. So let's take a look at Greed. How about Greed? So here's Greed. And I have to apologize on this one, guys. His mouth kind of filled up with extra resin, so you can't see his teeth real well. But he's got a bunch of chompers in there. I believe Greed is also one of the lower sins. He's got like the metal chains there and all these candles on his back. Okay, so yeah, that's Greed. And let's do a controversial one. How about that? So this one, I know some people weren't a huge fan of this one. Yeah, he's absolutely wearing a dunce's hat. That's exactly what it looks like. Exactly, because he's the easiest. Yeah, right. Who designs all these minis? Who draws them? Boy, I don't remember the name of this artist. He's a new artist. This is the first time we've worked with him. Was for the Sins and the Chasteners. But shoot, I know it's mentioned in the comments, but I think you'd have to go back quite a ways. So I'll have to check on that for you, Angelo, and let you know. I know he's got a profile on ArtStation, and I know at least one of the Sins is on there, or one of the Chasteners. I don't remember which, but yeah. So, but anyways, let's see if I missed anything else on here. Yeah, long and thin, exactly. They're truly beautiful. Well, I'm glad you like them, Angelo. And then this one, I know this one was more controversial. And I will admit, this was not my favorite one when I was just looking at it. But seeing it in person, Lust is crazy. Like, it's like just having all those like little babies. And if you look closely here, it looks like there are more children like sloughing off of its legs. Like if you look closely, there's like little faces in here, and they're just like sloughing off and creating more of the kids around the bottom. And also, this thing is huge. Like it's enormous. Some of the others were big, but Lust is enormous, and as is Pride and Wrath, that we'll get to in just a sec here. But so yeah, this is one that I was kind of on the fence on. I'll admit, but having it in person in my hand, I really like this one much more than I thought I was going to. So I kind of think the pictures don't really do this one justice. especially with all the little kids just gathered around. I don't know. I really like that. Anyways, okay, so that's Lust. Are kind of surrounded by her. Mantle is cool. Looks like she's protecting them. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. But on the other hand, like, what are they? Like, I have questions. I have questions. But anyways, so here's Wrath. And once again, Wrath is big. He's a big boy. And there's a lot of really cool details on Wrath. So he's got like all these tentacles like swarming out around him. His head is just like a skull with a scarf wrapped around it, and he's got these arms here that are like hooked to blades, and a really cool chest piece there, and lots of bones in the back. So like if you flip him around here, he's got all these weird bones sticking out, as well as the tentacles, as well as all of his arms. Like he's got another set of arms here too. So he's got 6 arms total. And he's pretty gnarly. And he goes with, where'd it go? I have him somewhere here. He has his dogs, the dogs of Wrath. Oh, here we go. So he has 2 of these dogs. I was only able to get one printed, but it gives you a good idea. It's still significantly bigger than our Wanderer, even just by itself. But there are 2 of these dogs, both unique sculpts. I just wasn't able to get them printed in time. It's got multiple heads that are kind of like fusing together, 3 heads, and all these spines coming out of it. Lots of tails. Really excited to see the Wanderers wagging like a good boy. So there are 2 of those guys. And let's see here. Oh, the last one. This one will take a reach. Almost there. Oh, almost there. Okay, got it. And last but not least, we have Pride. Probably the biggest of the sins, especially if you count this thing up here. And Pride is awesome because he is floating off the ground, like completely suspended in midair. And if you look at his face here, like he has a face under there, but it's covered in hands. It's got these hands on the top. He's got these cool horns. He's got candles along the top of the cross here too. So, and Pride is by far the worst of the sins. So if you're playing with Pride, you're in for a beating, because he's there to break your pride. So, and once again, just a 3D print, so don't expect final quality out of this. Like for some reason he has like discoloration here on the bottom and on his wings and stuff, but hopefully that gives you a good idea of what to expect with Pride. And so comparing it to some of the bigger models from like Wave 1, so here's Twin Sister, and there's Pride. Like, it's just massive. Like I thought Twin Sister was a big mini, but dang. So, and then okay, what other minis do you guys want to see here? I've got oh, here's a Numina. Here's Creation Numina. I love this one too. And this one is also just monstrous. It's just huge, as many of the Numinas are. She's got like a little, this is creation, so she's got like a baby in there. And yeah, she's super messed up. She's got all these legs sticking out of her head. Crazy stuff on the back. So yeah, that's Numina creation. And I have some older ones of a couple of the others here. So here is Gate. Whoops. Here's Gate. And like I said, this is a bit of an older mini, but still gives you an idea. I love Gate. I think Gate is really cool. And then we've got Cosmos. So this is kind of like Azathoth. There's like a face down here on the leg. Galaxies just swirling. So yeah, so that's him. That's Cosmos there. I am not full screen. Oh, you're right. What the heck happened? Weird. Ah. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me? That's annoying. Looks frozen and not very clear. Well, yeah, sorry about that, Matt. It's okay, good. Okay, great. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So shoot, I don't know where the audio cut out. So that was Cosmos. That was Numina Cosmos that we just saw. And then Numina Creation before that, and Numina Gate as well. So those are some of the Numinas there. Oh, let's look at the stage real quick. I've got that one here. So this is from Carrie's expansion of Art and Oblivion. And this is his stage. So if you were wondering about the stage, what size it was, here you go. There's Claude on the stage. Yes, sorry, Forrest. It seems like we lose audio if I go full screen. So that's why I don't know why. It's super stupid. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But I need that stage bigger as a cup holder. And here is the king on the stage. Piles of dead corpses at his feet. And I actually have the other one, the play, printed, but he is currently in the other room curing. So, I mean, he's done curing now, but so I can't unfortunately show you the play right now unless I race to the other room and grab that. But able to paint from the cards. Yeah, so there's definitely art on all of the terror cards. There's art on the Abomination and Final Boss cards and the Sin cards. There's also all the art in the art book. So every piece of art in the game is in the art book. So yeah, so hopefully that helps a little bit there. Still don't like the idea of lust. Yeah, I know some people definitely don't, Todd. And like I said, it wasn't my favorite, but I definitely all art in one place. Yes, absolutely, Brian. Yes, definitely. You bet, Laukasazi. No problem. I'm glad you've been able to hang out with us. So yes, the art book is a nice all in one place. Yes, absolutely. And the but yes, Lust. Back to Lust. I like it significantly more in person than I did in any of the pictures. So take that for what you will. Obviously, I'm biased, but yeah, there's that. So okay, so oh, here's a watcher. Let's look at a watcher. So here's one of the watchers. This is my favorite of the watchers. I believe this is Creation, or I don't remember. Anyways, has like a cool DNA helix going on inside it. Hopefully you can see that okay. And he's more normal sized as far as like terrors go, which makes sense. Let's see who else. I have some more minis. So I've got the Executioners. I've got the Sentinels from. Oh, I've got a Depression over there too. Yeah, I have some from Anita's story. So do you guys want to see any of those guys? This one's an old one. This was a painted one from a Gen Con a few years ago. This is the family. This is from Anita's expansion, the Written Rift. Actually, yeah, if you could go get those, that would be great.
I turned it on. I had to turn it off.
What's that red-looking egg? Oh, that could be Twin Sister. That's from Wave 1. So that's in the Otherworld Miniatures box. And then if you were talking about this one, this is Eminent Glory. And this is from Linus in the core box. And another one over here we've got is Renaissance. This is Catherine. I realize a lot of you guys have these, but since someone asked. And then we've got And then we've got the human planter. This is also from Catherine. And these are some of the final bosses. And let's see here. Sure, we'll look at the executioners. The executioners are a bit smaller, more normal sized compared to, like, say, Claude here. And this is another abomination family. Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's not look at that one. And just pulled off the printer for us, we have the ritual. Let's see if we can get better details here. No, that's exactly. The gray minis are surrounding the egg as a summon. Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, so here's ritual. Oh, more than the ones in the back. Oh, you mean her? This is one of the faces of the sphere. This is Randy. One of the visages. Come on, focus. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Whoops. Oh no. Luckily, this one's plastic. We're good. And let's see, what else do I have here to show you guys? We've got Sentinels. These are from the Clockmaker, the Ticking Heart. And once again, these are painted ones from an old Gen Con. These guys are pretty cool. Love their big bells. And then these guys are from Anita's. Focus. Focus. He's got like these 3 eyeballs sticking out from his head. And we've got, I believe this one is Draft, if I'm not mistaken. The last one was Point of View. And then we've got, I believe this one is Antagonist. These are the personas. Sorry if I did mention that. Okay, and let's see, who else do we have? Oh, hey, we've got some malformations. Once again, painted from a past Gen Con here. Oh, wrong one. Let's not do him yet. So, This is Edward the Clockmaker. And just in case you guys aren't aware, each Wanderer has 3 alternate versions called malformations. So they have a progression from okay to oh dang, what's going on here? So this is Edward the Clockmaker. His first malformation. His second one. And his third one. Yeah, I wish you guys could see the details better. Sorry the camera keeps going fuzzy here. And I don't have all of Carrie, partially because one of Carrie's broke as I was getting on the live stream, so that's awesome. You got the Clockmaker boss. Oh, Root. Shoot, I forgot him in the other room. So if you guys want Root, I can go grab it potentially. It's of them are very tall. Had any stability issues when they're on the board? No, we haven't actually. That's a good question though. Most of them have pretty wide bases. So the very tall ones, like Pride, very wide base, since he's kind of hovering in the air and that sort of thing. So here are a few of Carrie's. So that's Carrie. Then this is his first malformation. And here's his second one. And unfortunately, his third one snapped on me. So my apologies about that. Right as I was bringing it to the table for the live stream. But you could kind of imagine it here. It looks kind of like this. Anyways. So we're almost out of minis here that I've got to show. No, at the back. Nope. Yeah. Unless you guys want to see some more faces, but or faces of the sphere guys. This is one of the depressions. Oops. Hopefully you can make him out okay. Oh, and here he is next to Claude. So big, maybe not as big as some of them, but big. Could you go in my office? It has like its arms raised.
Okay.
It's along my desk to the right.
Okay. I almost.
Sorry, guys. Trying to get the root for you. I am Iggly Root. You got the Clockmaker boss. Okay, yeah, so that's the... How easy to break, since you seem to have a few broken. Okay, so all of those are resin ones or 3D printed ones, Brian. None of the broken ones are actual minis. So my apologies on those. I just, those are resin ones. Some of them have already broken before, like that one executioner whose hammer just fell off. So yeah, they're, as Phil says, they're pretty robust. These are all resin ones. He looks kind of depressed. He is indeed, as are his siblings. His siblings are kind of depressed as well. Which Wanderer has your fave story or fave finale, if you have one? Favorite finale is probably Emily. Her ending D, I'm a huge fan of. Favorite story? I mean, I kind of go with the girls, but that's just me. That's just a me thing. That's a lot of people like the guys more, that sort of thing. But I kind of feel like it would be between Emily and Catherine, and then Anita gets in there pretty close too. But those are the weirdest ones. So I'm very much into the weird ones. One second. We are looking for Root to show that one to you. So hold on, guys. Gotta say, Sins are awesome, but what surprised me most was the egg that actually was a head. Really cool. Yes. So I gotta say, if you don't have the Faces of the Sphere expansion, you're kind of missing out, especially if you're into minis. I've got a couple other ones here. So this is Randy, and here's another one from the Sins. He's literally, this is Jared. He's literally, this is actually Jared down here, but this is also Jared up here, and he's like dragging himself along the ground, and it's just super messed up. But the most messed up ones, if I can reach them here, they're kind of at the edge. Here's Hannah. This is Hannah, and this is her dad. He's one of the main villains in the game, in Deep Madness, and he apparently doesn't treat his daughter real good, because there she is. She's like a little rag doll, and he's got like kind of like these Slender Man vibes, and he's got these like his fingers. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're syringes. They're like hypodermic needles, and his base is like all these skulls and stuff. But the coolest one is, if I can get him, almost. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. So we've got Ward Phillips, which is basically Lovecraft. This is probably the best one of the whole bunch. I should have shown this one last. He's, come on, focus. No, it's big and it has its arms raised, and it's along the side. Yeah. So he's like stuck in this chair, and Cthulhu is manifesting out of the book in front of him and just ripping him apart. So yeah, this one and Randy and Samuel are probably my favorites. I like Samuel a lot too. This one's Samuel. So yeah, those are some of the Faces of the Sphere. And let's see. I have Deep Madness crossover packs 1 and 2. Is Faces of the Sphere different? Yes, it is, Todd. So Faces of the Sphere was an expansion that was available in the Deep Madness campaign, and it had crossover content for Dawn of Madness. So if you look in the add-on section, it's down in there, and it's I really, I just look at these things. They're hideous. Yeah. But yes, so it is an additional one apart from that. It wasn't just for Deep Madness, it was for both games, Uzur. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking forward to those 3, Stoltzy. I hope you enjoy them when you get them. Oh, good. I'm glad you loved Catherine, Todd. That's awesome. Yes, I'm glad you found it epic and gruesome. Love the faces. They are nuts. I'm glad you like them. I can't see it. Maybe. No. It's along the chair side. Sorry, we're still looking for root, guys. My bad. Which one is okay? So I think I've looked at pretty much all the minis unless we can get root here, which I'm hoping we can for you guys. It's an older mini, or it's an older print, so it might not have as many details, but okay, hold on, and I will go fetch it. So I will, one sec here, guys. I think that's it. No, that's not it. No. Okay. I'll be back. One sec. So here, enjoy, Randy, and oh man, I'm not sure how to do this. Let's see. Okay. So enjoy this top-down look at the minis while I go find root. One sec. And we may be able to get the other can. Okay, I'm back, guys. Okay, well, Uzuro, well, I hope you have a great rest of I guess you have a great rest of the day, my friend, and thanks for being here and hanging out for so long, and we'll talk with you later. Didn't get that. Okay, so we need to rebuy Deep Madness. Yeah, sorry, it's a little harder to find it now too, guys. That's okay. Here's Root, and like I said, older print, but still gives you an idea. So it's got like multiple faces, like many faces, and there's a reason for that. And it's also got like clockwork here, and in back of it. So this one's pretty crazy too. And size comparison, here is Claude next to Root. So Root is a big one. Root's a big one. Hopefully you can see it okay there. Okay, I think we've about run out of minis I've got lying in front of me here, guys. So let me see if I can get my other camera started again. Oh, well now you have two of the same camera. That's cool. One sec here, guys. Okay. There we go. All right. I think we're back to normal. Maybe. Okay, yes. It looks like we are. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, Brian. That's awesome. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for being here and thanks for believing in this game. Root certainly has some table presence. Yes, it does indeed, Phil. Root is quite the entity, and you will, yeah, it'll mess with you definitely. And you bet is Uzur. I think I replied to you already, but just to make sure, the gameplay all-in card sleeve bundle will cover all card available for this game because I will have it all. Yes, it will. So if you get the okay, which one is it? Let me make sure I've got the right title so I don't tell you the wrong thing here. One sec. Scrolling down. Still scrolling. It's a long campaign page. Oh no, now scrolling too fast. I think I passed it now. Okay, almost there. Okay, card sleeve bundle. Yes, you're going to want the gameplay all in, and that is going to get you all the sleeves you need for the entire game. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. The full pledge is mandatory for me. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And so does the team. Oh, I didn't show you guys metal tokens. Shoot. Okay. One sec here, because I remember someone asked, and I'm not sure, maybe that someone is no longer here. But just in case, let's look at some metal tokens real quick here. Okay. And then we'll be done. Will your one box to hold all gameplay fit cards fit all cards sleeved with your sleeves? Yes, yes, they will. So will the save tray system. The save tray system will also fit sleeved cards. So you should be fine. Okay. Let's see if I can. Oh, what happens if I push this? Whoa! That's all I had to do. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Well, I tried, guys. Anyways, metal cinches tokens. So yeah, hopefully you got an idea of what they look like there, even if you yeah, right. I don't know why it does that. That's so annoying. But hopefully you at least got a little bit of a glimpse at what those guys look like there. So And like I said, I love the feel of them. They've got like a nice coating on the top and bottom. They've got the exposed metal on the sides, and apart from the save tray system, which I do recommend people get over these, but they are my most recommended accessory. So just FYI. Yes. Oh, Jim, you're back. Good to see you, buddy. So any other questions real quick, guys? Anything else I can cover for you or that you'd like to talk about? I find to stay a little bit longer, but I've pretty much reached the end of everything I was going to show you. So let me know. Ride is over. Gotcha. I love homemade life. Yeah, seriously. Can you get much more? Gosh, I had this all planned out. This was all going to go great. Oh, well, so good. It's all good. So that's a great question. Okay, so the question is, how did you come about with the idea or premise of Dawn of Madness, given its departure from the game style of Deep Madness? Well, so a large part of it was just that we wanted to focus more on stories. And as we were, so we were working on the game already, and they were developing core stuff and that sort of thing. But then they asked me, hey, could you write just like a little entry, like a little branching story, and let's just see if that's something we can do in this game. And so I was like, sure. And so I did, and it became a story-driven game. So, and that one is actually still in the game. It's one of Emily's encounters, one of her world chart encounters for the administrative office. But that was the entry that kind of made this a story-driven game. The life is perfect, don't change. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. But yeah, so they had a lot of that before I even like kind of was coming into it, because I was working on the book Shattered Seas and that sort of stuff. Yeah, so they had the idea of like the basically they just had a bunch of ideas that they wanted to throw into a game, and they wanted to make it like the ultimate horror game, and hopefully people think we did that. So that was certainly our goal. And obviously, so after the initial Kickstarter, then it went through many changes, but yeah, so it was it's been quite a journey, but hopefully that kind of answers your question. I'm not sure it really did. If it didn't, let me know. And if anyone else has any other questions real fast here, feel free to shoot them on in. Wait just a second here to see if you guys have anything else. And if not, then I will talk with you guys again soon. So it's you who imagined the minis. No, actually, no. I can take credit for a couple of them. Like Spider Lady or Spider Woman or whatever her name ended up being is all mine. But a lot of them I cannot take credit for them. We have some incredible artists, and we have worked with some incredible people. Yes, I agree with you on that, Todd. But yeah, like Pedro Sena is one of our main artists, and he does just fantastic work. And oh shoot, what is his name? Christopher Shy. He's done a lot of our art too. And yeah, so we work with some very talented artists. And a lot of times we'll throw out or the team will throw out an initial idea, and then the artist just takes it and runs with it. So, and that was the case with a lot of ours. In fact, I believe a lot of the core box minis started off being sculpted first by a guy who then went on to do movie projects. So we lost him, unfortunately. But yes, agreed. Lord Again is phenomenal. And Lord Again is Pedro Sena, just another name for him. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, absolute favorites. Yeah, so a lot of the sculpts happened even before a lot of the art. Then Pedro came in and just went crazy on the art too. So yeah, that was somehow all that came together. Any news on Celestial? So that is a great question, Kurt. So Celestial is still in the works. We are probably going to do another campaign before Celestial. So then Celestial will be after that one, because the team wanted to go back and redo some of the gameplay that they didn't feel as set on, and that sort of thing. Make it more of a co-op game rather than just straight, or more focused on co-op rather than more focused on PvP. So before it was PvP with co-op elements. Now it's going to be more co-op with PvP elements. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But it is still coming, absolutely still coming. And I don't have anything like a release date yet or that sort of thing. We have to finish this first. Like I said, we might have that one other little campaign in the meantime. But yeah, so it is definitely still coming, and still watch out for it. And I hope you enjoy it when you get it. So, okay. Anything else you guys want to? Looking forward to Gen Con. Me too, Jim. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, well, all right. So it was a same to you, Laukasazi. And once again, I'm sorry if I've just been butchering your name this entire time. I probably have been. So, but it's been a pleasure to hang with you. Yes, I agree, Brian. Please stop by our booth. We're at the very back by the bathrooms. I call it the nosebleed section. So, you bet, Matthew. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for your flexibility, guys. I was not expecting to have everything switched to today rather than doing it on Saturday. So I really appreciate everyone's flexibility. Thanks for still being here and showing up and hanging out with me. Oh, sorry. Just to touch on Celestial, will the prices still stay relatively the same? I've held a budget for this whole time. Yeah, that's a great question, Todd, and thank you for your dedication, my friend. I don't know. I think if anything, they will go down a little bit. Because one thing we kind of realized was there was so much in that initial Celestial campaign, it was overwhelming. And so we might break it up a little bit and not have as much at once that you can grab. So maybe not quite as steep of an all-in, that sort of thing. So yeah, so hopefully that helps. I kind of think, if anything, they might go down a bit. I don't expect them to go up. So hopefully that helps. Thanks, Magnus. I appreciate that. I hope there will be more content later too. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. I know we're taking a break from Dawn of Madness for a while now, and we're focusing on some other stuff for probably the next couple of years. But we'll see. Hopefully, we'll get back to Dawn of Madness at some point in the future. So, and thank you, Norat. Appreciate that, my friend. And all right, guys. Well, thanks again for everything and for hanging out with me for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Dang, that is a live stream right there. So, and thanks for bearing with me through all the weird technical crap and all sorts of stuff. So, all right. I will talk with you guys later, and have a great rest of the day. And thanks for being a part of Dawn of Madness. Thanks for believing in it. Thanks for believing in us. And thanks for being here. So have a great rest of the day, guys. And I'll see you in the comment section.